questions for the performers.
Definitely. Are there any questions? Hands high.
Questions, responses. Come on, don't be shy.
Reactions, dances, back there.
I just wanted to thank you all so much for sharing so much about like your gender issues and making your own family. It was really, really strong. Thank you, Beth, for bringing this movie. This is amazing, and this is such a wonderful performance. And I came from a religious family and very closed off. I couldn't be who I wanted to be, and I'm discovering that. And I just so happy I moved here and I can experience things like this. And I just want to thank you all so much for making this project. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to our world. Come on in, baby.
Closet, you're a fucking weirdo. Go hide, okay?
There's always room for another freak in our clown car.
Anyone else? Yes, right here.
So how, for the performers, what did you think about seeing yourself in the film, not necessarily just in terms of how you look doing your performances, but what was it like opening up and sharing that and seeing it on a big screen?
The question is for the performers about how it was to open up on screen and see yourselves.
Hi. A lot of my work is autobiographical, and I think it's really empowering to share your story. That's why I share mine so often, because for so long the details of my story were what exactly made me feel isolated and alone. And when you share your story enough times, people start coming up to you and going, yeah, that's my story too. And not only does it release you from this idea of being isolated and overly unique, which can be very lonely, but it also creates that bridge for that person as well. So when Beth came to me and we talked about being really open on camera, my work really goes into that anyways. So it's just a matter of me trusting the person that's capturing it.
Which she didn't at first. She wouldn't let me in. I had to keep knocking on that door.
I'm really picky about who gets a seat at my table, right? And I'm just gonna say this, and then I'll pass the mic and not say another thing. It is not hard to get people to document you when you walk around town naked. Right? It's not hard at all. Everyone wants to document you, but it's really difficult to find someone to tell your story in a way that you're proud of, and you did that. Thank you.
I just want to say that I think I look a lot thinner in person than on film.
What in this film? Okay.
I have a question for Rosewood.
What?
Well, in the film,
Quit being so defensive.
you talked about after you got breast that you went to a darker place, and that you were able to open yourself up to certain things that you've been avoiding thinking about. And I wondered how many years it's been now and how that is continuing. And because there were a lot of things you did that were very funny, I'm wondering if you integrated the humor and the dark place.
Well, I think the surgery was about 5 years ago now, and it's exactly what, we're all on the same page, and that, what Bob said. You find that, in the island of misfit toys, that the thing that makes you special are your differences. And so the more of that you can access and the more that you're willing to go into, like, have a recent, doing what I do, as you've seen, has resulted in certain physical changes and little disabilities, like anal leakage. And so I decided to make a piece about it, and just to share what it, how it is to be me, and you know, walking around as an unusual form and having unusual talents, and also, you know, needs and weaknesses and things that are very, you know, hard and painful, and also funny when you can just share them. And other people have the same things. And we're all walking around hiding something. And you know, the more deeply you can dig, the more you find that everybody feels those things. So, did I come anywhere near answering your question?
I just wanted to give you an excuse to say something.
Hard to get me to talk.
Any other questions?
I don't really have a question, but it was so inspiring and beautiful. There was just so much inspiration, and so thank you for that. I guess the question would be, what can we do to get this film seen by Missouri?
Middle America.
What can we do to get this film seen by Missouri?
Well,
Where
yeah.
Daryl comes from.
Yeah. Oh. Well, you know, that's what we're working on right now. It actually internationally we've done really well. It's going to be opening theatrically in the UK. It's playing in Australia theatrically and a few other countries, and it's been really all over the world, film festivals, crazy places, and really unexpected. But you know, America, let's face it, this is the tough nut. We've got to crack it, and we need your help. We want to open the film theatrically. We still have music rights to pay for. We have promotional costs, a lot of costs. We are actually doing a Kickstarter. It started tonight. Thank you, Earl. Earl is somewhere in the audience. Earl Dax, really helping me out, telling me what I can and cannot do. And and so we handed out cards that have, actually, I wanted to say, the wrong Kickstarter URL. I put in one and they gave us another one. So you can just go to Kickstarter and then exposed. And it will scroll down, it'll come up, okay? Choose the right one. There are several exposed. You put in exposed and a lot of things get exposed. So pick the right one, and anything that you can give. We have great rewards. Phenomenal artwork, great stuff on the site. So please check it out. And also what we would like to do is, we have my amazing assistant editor, Amanda, is here. Where is Amanda? Amanda was really, she stuck with me in the editing room. And was really incredible. And she and some other people are going to help hand out some I'm sorry, I'm using paper and pads, and pens. And if you could give us your email addresses, that would be great. You can also then follow the film, Facebook us, you know, all of that stuff. If you would be so kind to write your name with very good penmanship, I would totally appreciate that, because I'm the one who's going to be like typing it into my email list. Okay, so that's what you can do. And just talk the film up, you know, like say what you saw. And that you know, these are amazing people. I would love a question for Ben. Anyway, there's one.
Actually, a question for Jim and both you, Beth, about the music. You say that you've been showing it to festivals outside of America for the last year or so, and now you have this music issue in terms of the States. Can you just talk a little bit about the genesis of what you did, Jim, and where you're at with the music moving forward?
Yeah, some of that is for Beth as far as rights and where you are with the film.
Yeah, we just still have to pay out a lot of the money for the theatrical. So we're hoping we'll do it really fast in the next month. Go ahead, you can talk about the genesis of the amount of music that had to be covered, because these...
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, obviously, like, you know, performers chose, like, you know, specific music, you know, that was really, you know, embedded in their performances, and hopefully they're not too angry at me for, you know, diverting from that. But where there were certain cases where we just couldn't afford the rights, you know. So some of that stuff, it came from a number of places. Some of it designed solo from scratch. Some of it I worked hand in hand with Ian Smith, who's somewhere in the audience here. I don't know where he is. There you go.
There's Ian.
And he came in with this, you know, a whole crew of people and you know, performed miracles. And then we pulled from some other older existing projects that I've done that haven't seen the light of day. Some of my old band Cop Shoot Cop stuff is in there, and you know, we kind of like expanded the, you know, cast a wider net. I'm not sure if I'm really answering your question though.
So you did that music and then you gave it back to the performers to put
No.
into-
No, it was all.
It was all not all of it, but where it was needed to, we swapped it out. Yeah, and so I was able to work with, you know, either a rough cut of it, where at least I knew like the basic, you know, intention, tempo, feel, mood, you know. So I had that as a basis.
It'll work.
Yeah, thanks.
It was amazing, especially with the work that they did. Bravo, bravo. Especially, I just have to say that very last number that Matt sings. Glory. The secret is he did it to an Elvis Presley version. And so we had to totally redo all the instrumentation in a different way. And Matt, that was Matt. That was Matt in the studio actually, and we had to sync it up to the film. They did such an incredible job, Matt and Jim and the whole team. Really beyond.
I would just say to that, I mean, there's only a handful maybe where you actually got to hear the song that we create our acts to, and that's a part of our story in a lot of our acts. That's the only part that talks. So that's huge. It's basically someone came in and dubbed our performance in a foreign language or something or other. So it's a major job. I mean, you took part of our fucking stories. So, you know, really, kudos. And, you know, the more rights we can get, the more you'll hear, you know, the original story, but really beautiful, nice dubbing.
Congratulations again, and thank you very much for sharing.
Yes, thank you so much. And if you don't mind, the pants should be going in the aisles, or when you go out, if you could sign them up. Can I get where's Amanda? Can we get them up here before people leave? Okay? Thank you so much for coming out, and please spread the word.